Yo, family, Yardley Griffin. I don't normally start off this way, but I'm a happy dude. I've been sharing and been open with you, and I've had several conversations. I think this is the 13th episode of Yardley Talks that we've had so far this year, and I've had several conversations with you, and and talked about a lot of different things about myself and my struggles with grief, my struggles with dad issues, my struggles with peeing in the bed last week in uresis, and there's other struggles and other things that we'll talk about. But tonight, I'm just a happy dude. I don't have any qualms about my life, any quips or qualms about my life. I am actually a happy guy. Everything's not perfect and I still have struggles, but I'm happy because I'm coming to grips with those things. I've decided to come to grips with who I really am. My name is Yardley Griffin Jr. Say my name, say my name. That's who I really am. And I am proud to be me. And I would encourage you to be proud being you. If your name is Susie Jefferson Owens, be Susie Jefferson Owens and make people say your name. I remember when Baby from Cash Money Records went to go see the Breakfast Club, and he walked in and he saw Charlemagne the God, who had been talking trash, and he was like, "Put some respect on my name." No, you put some respect on my name, and that's how I really feel right now. Make people put respect in your name, not in a negative way, but be proud of who you are. When people say your name, that's who you are, and be proud of that. And I am a happy me. Everything is not great. Everything's not always amazing. I'm only saying about 2 or 3 days a week. I'm working on that 4th day. I've been trying to get there all my life, and at 44, I got 3 good days that I'm saying the rest of the week, pray my strength in the Lord and everyone who's around me. Preferably one of those days is Sunday. My weeks go as they come. I'm not the richest guy many times like other people. My bank account is a little shaky. Sometimes it's saved, sanctified, and filled. Sometimes it's weird, slim, and God do a work because I need a blessing. I'm not a rich pastor at all. Lord blesses me and he's kind. Not a rich pastor, but I have a great family, wife, kids. My mom is still alive and kicking. She's a member partner here of our church. My sisters are kicking it. My brothers are kicking it. One's in Alabama, one is in Arizona, doing their thing with their kids and their families, things like that. And I'm grateful. Hasn't always been easy, but I'm grateful. Haven't always been good, but I'm grateful. It hasn't always been amazing. There's been so many ups and downs and turns and triumphs, but I'm good. I'm not bitter. I have some bitter moments, but I don't live in bitterness. I'm still skinny. I did gain some weight. I was when I went to college, I was 120 pounds. When I left college, I was 125 pounds. When see, my phone always starts ringing every time I start going to kitchen, you in the kitchen, eating up all the food. Every time I get to going, somebody want to start calling, but I'm going to call them back in Jesus' name. But I'll call them back in Jesus' name. Nevertheless, things are well, and everything isn't always the best, but I'm alive and I'm kicking it, and life is really good. I was saying, when I went to college, I was 20 pounds. When I left college, I was 125 pounds, and then by the time I got to about 35, I was at 135, and I stayed at 135 until the pandemic hit. Now this don't bless some people. This don't bless some people. From about between 30 and 35, I was at 135, fluctuated to 135, 133, right in that area right there, right? And thank God for the pandemic, because in the pandemic, the Lord blessed me to find the weight of 160. I know that's not a big deal to some of y'all, because some of y'all been thinking the weight your whole life, but I've been little my whole life, and all my clothes, they never fit. They never fit too small. They always fit too big. But thank God for the pandemic. I went and put some jeans on, and my thighs wouldn't fit in them. Come on, somebody. It wouldn't fit in Jesus' name. And so now I'm back down about 154. But thanks be to God, went to my doctor. He said, "You are strong 154." I said, glory to God. Nevertheless, I'm good. I'm great. Life is good. As you see, I'm enjoying this space. I'm enjoying my time. I am enjoying you. I know this won't be one of my most viewed shows, but hey, guess what? Life is good. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, next week or week after, I'll get back to some really thought-provoking moments where I can just share me with you and you can learn more of me. And some people can call me and tell me you shouldn't talk about that, and then other people call me and tell me, man, you changed my life. And somebody else call me and tell me you don't want to say that because of how it makes you look, and you don't want to uncover your whole life because they're sensitive and they're afraid to talk about their truth. You don't want to uncover your whole life, or because they want to act like they've been good their whole lives, or they don't want to expose the negativity that they created or other people created, and they want to keep dead ghosts perfect instead of saying, no, I love them but they weren't perfect. So I'll get back to that next week after that. But today, on this Thursday, I wanna talk about some current events and some current topics. I want to talk about DJ. I want to talk about DJ. That's my man and your man, my man, our man, the 45th president of the United States, Agent Orange, Mr. Grabber by the yoo-hoo, Donald John Trump. Donald John Trump was arrested last week and last Tuesday, and I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever day. He was arrested, not really because they didn't put him in handcuffs, and was charged with 34, something like that, accounts, misdemeanors that can turn into felonies and things like that. So DJ, Donald John Trump, was they took him in, and I was watching CNN and MSNBC at the same time, and had split screen going on, and they were like, how does he feel going in there? And oh my gosh, the feeling that he's always had people surrounding him, and now it's just him by himself and all this kind of stuff. And I was watching it, and it was unique because it happened to be April 4th, the same day Dr. King was murdered. Uniquely, he happened to walk into the same courthouse and have surrender in the same courthouse where those boys in New York that were accused of rape, that he took out a page in the newspaper and said they should be executed. And then when it came out that they were innocent, they didn't do it. He would not even apologize or retract the statement. And even as late as of yesterday, he still won't retract his statement. He had to walk in there with no handcuffs and go in, as it were, surrender, and he was in custody, and they took his fingerprints and all that kind of stuff. And to those of you who've been to jail, you know what it's all about. So he goes to court, and then he goes against on his airplane, and goes back home. I want to talk about it because we all know, believe it or not, that DJ, Donald John Trump, is guilty of something. Now the problem is they probably won't find out what he's actually guilty of, and so he'll in my estimation, he probably won't do a day in any kind of jail or anything like that. In my estimation, he won't do any kind of time because that's not how our system works. Our system works where rich white people get off. If you offended by that, well, prove me wrong. Rich people get off, and don't even bring up what's his name, O.J. Simpson, because he's a rich white man. So nevertheless, until he was found, till they went to court. So anyway, don't even bring up stuff. No, prove me wrong that rich white people don't get off, and I'll believe you. But until then, prove me wrong. Just came out today that the Governor Abbott, wheelchair-bound Governor Abbott of Texas, is trying to already, even before this guy is sentenced, the gentleman who killed one of the protesters in Texas, he's trying to already what do you call that thing? I can't think of the name of it right now, but he's already trying to make it so that his guilty verdict goes away, because that's what they want to do. And they do whatever they want to do. Rittenhouse, we know he killed people and he got off in Wisconsin. They do what they want to do, and then they walk away from it. That's just the way it is. And so I believe DJ is just going to walk away from these charges. Will it make him look bad? No, because the MAGA, the Donald Trump, the DJ people, they don't care, and that's the thing. They do not care how wrong he is, or how messed up he is, or how jacked up he is. They're gonna flow with him anyway, because it doesn't matter to them as long as they can. Okay, let's put it this way. It's like systematic racism. Part of systematic racism, basically, when racism has been going on for so long that white people don't even know they're being racist. Pretty much in a nutshell, they don't even realize they're being racist because it's what they've always done. It's what they always do. And another part of systematic racism is the situation where the white people who are, and no disrespect to all white, but the ones who do it, y'all know who I'm talking about. And if you're affected by this and it's not you, then that's personal. You need to just learn how to eat the fish and spit out the bones. Thank you, Dragon. So they feel like that there's nothing they can't do. And if they can't do it, nobody else should either. But if they do it, it's okay. But if somebody else does it, it's not okay. It's just like the N-word, the nigger word. N-I-G-G-A, or for them, N-I-G-G-E-R, right? Those who feel like they should say it, their only issue, first of all, they say it behind closed doors, and many of them not behind closed doors, they just don't say it on the internet. But their only issue with not being able to say it is because they feel like that there's nothing they should not be able to do while everybody else has limits. That's the issue. That's the issue. It's like this. This is how I feel. I was looking at something the other day, and I saw it on TikTok, and I said, this encapsulates the nigga white people want to say it. And I'm gonna call them white people because only white people in America. The rest of the world, you have English, you have Jewish people, you have Irish people, but only in America do we have white and black people. Go figure it out. Prove me wrong. Nevertheless, the gentleman said the problem is I have my wife and her friends, they have fun. Don't be mad at me. And they call each other the B word. They think it's funny. When I was in college, I knew a lot of girls who would be fun, like be this, be that, and they would go back and forth, go be, and they thought it was funny. But if you notice, if you will, I never said it. Why? Because I wasn't them. That wasn't my word to say. I never, even though and I was like, well, why can't I say it? Because I'm not supposed to say it. That's like black kids. We know we don't call our parents by their first name. Okay, well, black kids in the, but baby boomers, Gen X, Gen Z and Alpha, y'all, and millennials, but Gen Z and Alpha, y'all going the other way. Some of y'all calling your parents by their first names and middle names, and it's okay, but that's not here or there. That's not my problem. But they feel it's okay. Some people, it's okay to call their parents by their first names. But black people I was raised with, if you ever called your parent by their first name, the world stopped. What did you just call me? What? And all of a sudden, your life flashes before your eyes. There's this thing going around, and I know it to be true. Where these boyfriends and girlfriends, the girlfriend doesn't want to be called, or the wife doesn't want to be called by her government name. To her guy, her name is Babe. And if he calls her anything else, it's the end of life. And no one has a problem with that because we know that's how it is. When people have an issue, why can't I say it? It's because they feel like they should be able to say everything they want to say, and there should be no rules for them while there should be rules for you. Because everywhere else, we don't have a problem. It's just like people who won't call people by their titles. We know it's because normally they have issues with their parents. They have issues with leadership. And that's why they refuse to call people by their titles. Ain't nobody gonna run me. I'll pull my pants up just like them. Yeah, because you have an issue with leadership. And that's if you have that, just admit it and say that's my problem. Are y'all with me? I'm a preacher. Y'all with me? Also hanging with me? And so it's just this systematic racism thing, the systematic thing where if we do it, then they should be able to do it, but we can't do what they do. And so thus I feel like DJ is gonna get off That's what I believe. Now, I'm not being, I'm not a prophet. I'm not Brian Carn or Eben R. Jordan or Manasseh Jordan or Joshua Jordan or the wife or the kids or the other prophets. No disrespect to anybody. I'm just using the prophets that I know who are real prophets and who actually have said things that come true. I'm not any of those guys. I just believe that not much is going to come from it, but I don't believe he's going to be president again because he's lost so much and he just be lying and making stuff up. So, and I think there's enough people who are like, bruh. But Joe Biden is on the slippery slope too, not because of things that he's put in place. It's just because he's old. He's just like 117 years old. So that's that. So the Dalai Lama. I'm about to be done, y'all. Dalai Lama. I spent too much time on DJ. Dalai Lama. If the Dalai Lama was anybody else, this would be a big deal. But it's not because we pick and choose what we want to make a big deal. The Dalai Lama is a god dog predator. Say it again, Yardley. The Dalai Lama is a god dog predator. Say it, Pastor Griffin. The Dalai Lama is a predator. Dalai Lama decides the other day that he wants to, he's sitting there and people are coming to him. A little boy comes to him and he asks the boy to kiss him on the cheek. Okay. Hug him. Okay. Then he asked the boy to kiss it. A little boy asked the boy to kiss him on the lips. Little boy, I guess, obliges him. Then he sticks his tongue out and he asks the boy to suck his tongue. Come on, y'all. Dalai Lama needs to be punching his throat. Come on, y'all. Come on. Really? This is my problem with these religions that don't let people have wives and girlfriends and stuff like that. If you let people be normal, they don't do crazy stuff. Now, some people still gonna be crazy. But if you let the Dalai Lama be normal, a Tibetan monk, and now he can't touch nothing, and so what they do? Now they have these unusual cravings. But when we put people on too high pedestals and we find out they're normal, what happens? But our society, because we pick and choose who we want to hold hostage to stuff, what happens to the Dalai Lama? Oh, it's only talked about for 3 days. And oh my God, dog, black people. Dalai Lama is worse than Eddie Long, and ain't nobody even saying nothing about it because we don't care. But Dalai Lama is a predator. Sorry. He could be a great guy, but he still asked the little boy to suck his tongue. And they were like, oh, no. Oh, and they were like, no, he's older now. No, if he's that old, he don't need to be the Dalai Lama. We need a new Dalai Lama. We need a new Lama for the Dalais. He need a Dalai girlfriend. Or some Lama girls, whatever you want to call them. Nevertheless, yeah. We had the school shootings the other week at the Covenant School in Nashville, Tennessee, and that was really bad. Then you had, I guess a couple of days ago, you had the Louisville, Kentucky shooting there in Louisville, Kentucky. And people were killed, and it's all about the assault rifles. And as soon as anybody asks about it, all of a sudden, the politicians, one side of politicians, they say you want to politicize it. The other side says no, we want to get rid of it. And my issue is that I don't know how you're going to solve this problem, but at least if you try, at least we think you care. And I think my issue is they won't even try to fix it. They won't even try to create laws. They just passed the law, I believe, in Florida. I think it goes into practice in like July or something like that you can carry it. You don't have to have a license or anything, and you can carry a concealed weapon. I mean, I think they passed that in Texas as well. So now, in the face of death, you can carry more weapons. And you're trying to tell me that you need an assault rifle. First of all, if you just get rid of the guns. But you don't want to do that because you have your rights. But what if your right is wrong? What if having that right is not right? But you'd rather have your rights and it be okay for people to get killed and you find a way to justify it. You don't have those kind of murders in like other countries. I was going to name a country, but I was like, you don't have those in other countries, period. But they just pick up what they want to pick up. They pick up what they want to pick up and they make it serious. And then all of a sudden what happens? It goes away. We move on. We move on and we go to something else. And then we have a group that says they're just trying to turn your attention from what's really real out there. Politicians are dumb. Because they fight, they come in, and we dumb and we believe them. Oh, I'm going to change the world. No, they can't change anything. We're the ones who change it because they listen to us. And if we have enough people that we can pay off, if we have enough people on our side, like the Republicans weren't against abortion until like the 70s, 60s or 70s, I believe, because they were trying to build their base, and they ran into a man by the name of Jerry Falwell that had a bunch of followers called the evangelicals who were against abortion. And so all of a sudden the Republicans became against abortion, and they're vehemently against abortion. They don't care about abortion. They care about them being in charge. It ain't even about money. It's about them being in charge. That's all. That's it. They don't care. They don't care. Y'all don't forget, like back in the 80s, Donald Trump said, if I was going to be a politician, I'll be a Republican because I can do whatever I want. Because I'm not even really a Republican, but I can do whatever I want because they're dumb. And they don't care. They just go to a side because if they really cared about abortion, they care about health care after the children get here. I'm about to be done. If they really cared about abortion, they care about insurance, health insurance. And they'd be sure that everyone had health insurance. If they really cared about abortion, they care about schools. They care about books. They care about learning. They won't be like DeSantis down there in Florida, who is trying to outlaw stuff to kick all the black people out of Florida. He wants to outlaw sororities and fraternities. He wants to so you want to outlaw books on Rosa Parks. Seriously? Really? For why? Critical race theory. So you don't want a critical race theory. So you don't want to talk about how our lives have been affected by the past. But we can read about George Washington, how our lives have been affected by the past. We can read about Abraham Lincoln, how our lives have been affected by the past. But when we say y'all had us in slavery, or we can't talk about how our lives have been affected by the past. So you can link up that you're connected to Abraham Lincoln, and that's the past. But you can't link up that your great-great-grandfather was a slave owner, and that's the past. You don't want to talk about that past, you want to talk about the other past. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Why? Because they just pick up what is hot and what they can get the most votes on. The LGBTQ community, they pick up on that. Why are they so against that? Because that's what their base is against. They don't care about that. They don't care about LGBTQ because most of them have kids that are LGBTQ. Most of them have cousins that are LGBTQ. They don't really care if people are LGBTQ. They don't. They care about being in power and about a legacy. What are we going to say about you after you die? What are we going to say about you after you die? That you lived and you died. And what happens? Well, your legacy. We only bring it up when it matters. Who cares? Who really cares? Well, how are they going to look at you after you're gone? What is history going to say about you? Whatever we decide is going to say, because we conveniently forget that George Washington had slaves. We conveniently forget that just about every president before Abraham Lincoln had slaves. We conveniently forget that the Jeffersons in America are from Thomas Jefferson, and most of them is black because he had a black woman named Sally Hemings. But we can't talk about that. Come on, y'all. Let's be real. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it guys. Let's keep it real. We only care about what we care about. Come on, church. We only care about what we care about. It's a big deal when it's a big deal, and when it's no longer a big deal, we pick our ball up and we go home and we find another big deal. We cancel people and we find another big deal. Oh my gosh, and we find another big deal. That's all it is. That's it, and that's all it is. That's it, and that's all it is. And then you got the LGBTQ community now, and I'm just ranting now. And now it is so funny because it's never been in history where people have been identified by their sexual preference. And if you don't agree with their sexual preference, all of a sudden you don't agree with them. First of all, your sexual preference has nothing to do with who you are. That's just what you like to sleep with, what you like to touch. That's it. And now, if a person doesn't agree with your sexual preference, that means they're against you and they hate you, and everybody hates the LGBTQ community. No, you guys create your own frustration, like most of us. Just like black pastors, we create our own fights. We don't tell nobody nothing. And then when it falls apart, you got to move in silence. And everybody's hating on me and everybody, so many rumors because you didn't say anything. Or you got the dumb black pastor, the dumb black preacher. Yeah, I'm saying it, the dumb ones who go online. I know people say, this is what Norm said, I'm going to get in trouble. I don't care. You got the dumb ones who go online and they show themselves at the club. And then they say, well, I'm a pastor and I want to enjoy my life too. And I know people are going to be talking about me. First of all, nobody cares. It's 2023. Nobody cares. Number two, if you don't want people talking about you, why'd you put it on social media? Number three, would you go find you some business somewhere? Everybody going, me and my wife, we like to go enjoy good music. Oh, well, go enjoy the good music. Did I care when everybody was talking about me and all kind of stuff and people tell me they would never invite me to preach their church because I was singing at casinos? Hey, guess what? I was never preaching at the churches anyway. Didn't preach at them then, not preaching at them now. They didn't like me then. They may not like me now. You know what? I'm not losing sleep. They're saved, sanctified, may feel the Holy Spirit. I don't care. Why are you making your life harder by saying things that people aren't even concerned about? And you're creating your own fights. Huh? What? For real though? Yeah, for real though. Come on, people. Matter of fact, I got a whole conversation I want to have about that, about how we create our own fights. We create our own fights. We create our own fights, and then all of a sudden, somewhere along, we say, everybody's hating on me or everybody's against me. No, how do you know? And then everybody on Facebook's talking about it. No, they're not. You only have 5,000 friends. That's the limit. You're not viral. You're not. No, you're not. I was on Larry Reed. Everybody doesn't know Larry Reed. Everybody doesn't listen to Larry Reed. Matter of fact, I said Larry Reed, and out of all 7 of y'all who are probably watching this, only 2 of y'all heard of Larry Reed. The rest of y'all is like, huh? Who that be? You're going to have to go look him up. Yeah. It's going all over the place. It goes all over the place for the moment, and then something new happens, and everybody moves on, and they've forgotten. All the scandals, yesterday's scandals, are no longer important because everyone moves on, and you're still walking around with your head hung down. People can't cancel you unless you cancel yourself. Nope. Had somebody hit me up the other day to remind me of my past. Yep. Sent me a full-fledged, bloody reminder of my past. I was like, been there, done that, dealt with it. Been there, done that, dealt with it. I don't lie. I'm honest now. I used to lie all the time. I don't be lying no more. And I also understand this. It's not always comfortable. But being right, living better, doesn't excuse you from the consequences. Just because God delivered you and saved you and forgave you doesn't mean you won't have to suffer from some of the consequences of things that you created. And so some stuff we suffer from the consequence. We have consequences from things that we created in the past. And I have to admit that I be praying to God, glory to God, that some stuff I don't have to relive, or I don't have to suffer those consequences, or I've already suffered the consequences. Because some things that I've done, I should have gotten taken to the woodshed. But the Lord allowed me grace. But as long as I live, I'm not going to be looking over my shoulder. But there's certain consequences I still do deserve. But then sometimes people want to make you suffer consequences, and it just doesn't work out because life has altered and changed, and everybody knows you're a better person, and you're not that same person. So anyway, y'all, I was ranting tonight. I was just talking about what I was talking about, and I hope y'all listened to it and you got some thoughts from it. Email me, hit me up. Email me, ygriffin79@gmail.com. Just let's talk. If you got any topics you want me to cover, anything you want me to talk about, hit me up. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. I may have some special guests between now and next time, but let's do it. Let's talk about it. Anybody you want to see, I don't know nobody but me and Jesus, but anything you want me to talk about, hit me up. We could talk about it. If you want to have a conversation with me, hit me up. Let's have the conversation, okay? I want to talk about it. Why? Because Yardley be talking, and I never thought I'd be a talker, but now Yardley be talking. At least I'll be talking here. Other than that, Yardley be text in. All right, y'all. I gotta go. Have a great day. I gotta go. Hey, it's Yardley Griffin, Yardley Talks. If you enjoyed what you saw and you like this content, you like this platform, do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube, Yardley Griffin TV. Subscribe to our TikTok, Yardley Griffin TV. Follow our Facebook, Yardley Griffin. You can even send the Cashapp Yardley Griffin. Let's get this thing in. Let's subscribe. Let's build. Let's create more content together so we can help people. We can bless people. We can change lives, and we can do this thing. Yardley Talks. As always, I gotta go. Peace.